This is Mmbltalk.
Sounds good. The first thing I seen was him with what's his name? Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, and some next dude. We're doing like a live stream on Instagram Live. Dave Chappelle goes, there was some monologue, and then basically, long story short, Dave Chappelle goes, yeah, he's like very gay. Daniel Caesar is very gay. And then Daniel Caesar is in the background like, dude, what was that, man? Like, what the fuck? And then he was like, oh, what, you just got offended by a comedian? Dave Chappelle was like, I just offended you. I'm a comedian. I shouldn't offend you, blah, blah, blah. So I think that had Daniel like a bit annoyed, right? So then he jumps on the Instagram Live when he's with, what was he, like a restaurant with some people. And then obviously that's when he was like, yeah, we as black people need to treat white people nicer. We got to stop being so sensitive.
The thing is, I didn't know about the first part. I didn't know about the Chappelle thing or anything. I just saw him come on. He used Yes Jules as a example.
I didn't even know who Yes Jules was.
You don't? Oh my god!
I had no idea who what. Like, I still to this day, I don't know who it is.
She's one of what she does. Influencers. She's because people take the piss out of her. She says vibes a lot, and it's like I don't know. It's like she says everything's a vibe. The vibe's right.
I can understand that.
But yeah, because she had some tweets ages ago saying about black girls are jealous because when I walk into the club, all the black guys go towards me.
Oh no!
It was like there was about 3 or 4 tweets that were very negative towards black women.
So Daniel Caesar backed her and said, "We have to stop being so sensitive and be nicer."
So hostile towards her.
That is.
And the thing is, that was a bad like example, but then again, it's just another case of having problematic tweets from the past, and like I'd hardly doubt she thinks like that still. Like she has like.
It depends when she said it. If it was like a couple months ago, then sorry, but you know, people don't often change that quickly.
No, it was years ago. So I think it's just because it's the same. It's kind of like a double standard where like. Sometimes homophobic shit like that person says from the past kind of get that people are like, oh, let go of it, oh, it's from the past, doesn't matter. When it comes to racism, it's suddenly, oh, we can't let this go. But have you not seen that sort of?
Yeah, because I remember there was something that happened with Kevin Hart, and that's the whole reason why he didn't get the Oscar job, isn't it? Because time ago he was being very homophobic, but again, he's a comedian. Like Dave Chappelle said, you shouldn't really get offended by a comedian.
And especially for someone like Kevin Hart, where there are comedians who a lot of their whole material is based around offensive shit. Yeah. Kevin Hart is not one of them people.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't think he is anymore. I think back in the day...
Because it's not worth, like, losing money for.
Exactly. He's a businessman, and the way he sees it is he's first of all, he's got to be family friendly. And then on top of that, he's actually got to produce like positive content. Do you know what I'm saying? Something that everyone wants to see. If he's just being negative and he's not family friendly, there's only a select few people that want to see something like that. So I think, Kevin Hart's a smart guy. And he knows how to dodge bullets. For real.
So Daniel Caesar can't.
Daniel Caesar really can't.
I think it's a bad example, but what the point that I agreed with was the fact that why is it when like black people, we joke about like white people, you know, we do like the unseasoned thing, no rhythm, no lip slider, all that. Like, it's jokes, obviously. Like, we don't really mean anything by it, because at the end of the day, like, we're saying that a white person doesn't season their food. Like, okay, big whoop. But then when a white person comes back with the same energy, it's all of a sudden a big deal. And I feel like people were kind of like doing this whole victim thing where they were basically saying that, because of shit in the past, like, when like slavery, Jim Crow, and shit on today with like institutional racism is somehow like an excuse for it. But I feel like if they are just jokes, then you shouldn't really be offended by it though. Because if I say, look at this white person, they ain't got no top lip, blah, ha ha ha. Then someone goes, yo, look, you like black person, lips or something, I don't know. This is just on the same level. They don't go overboard with straight racist shit.
Yeah.
But shit, my went. What was it?
How do you just forget what
My
you're
mind
saying?
was
Like
literally a
that?
second. Yeah,
As long as white people don't go overboard.
Same level, yeah, same
Yeah.
level. So they just say something on the same thing that's just as a reply, as them clapping back.
Yeah.
I don't really. It's a bit weird for me to be like, oh, now suddenly this is unacceptable. Like, oh, you can't say this.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying about the whole sensitive. I think everyone, literally everyone, needs to be less sensitive. The world we grow up in, bro, like it's you can't be sensitive. You can't be getting easily offended by shit that some random person in a completely different country that you'd never meet in real life is saying. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think everyone's got to be less sensitive. And then the whole banter thing, like, okay, cool, you're going back and forth with someone, even like when you're with your boys and you're making fun of each other, at the end of the day, innit, like, it's not, no one's going to get offended as long as you don't take it overboard.
Yeah, everyone's got jokes between each other that, like, on the outside, you may see it as, like, this whatever race or whatever. Yeah. But if it's within your group, both of you know that it's nothing more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever stays in that, like, for example, like back in my upper school and that, we had like a group chat that was just dedicated to man roasting each other.
Yeah, fully.
And at times it got real deep.
Jokes.
And I said some shit that was fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, making fun out of people who've moved on into the next world and that.
Yeah. But nah, if you do go overboard though, you need to understand when it's time to apologize and say like, okay, cool, we took it too far. Because as a team, you're gonna start building boundaries and you're gonna understand, okay, cool, that person doesn't like that. Online people don't have that. Online Definitely. People can just say something and not have any regard for anyone else's feelings, and then just be like, nah, he should be able to take that. Some people can't. To be fair, some people
it's
can't.
Like the amount of times I see. Like, it's a tip for if you're on Twitter, don't put like a dead relative in your bio.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because some people that's like the first thing they go to.
For sure.
They'll say like, oh, you're ugly or whatever, and then someone will be replying like, that's why your grandma's dead. Like,
honestly,
out of nowhere.
Yeah. Don't put the relatives in the bio. Just stay, especially on Twitter. Stay away from it, because that's the first. You're making it too easy for people to come at you. That's the first thing they see is your bio.
But I think it's gonna be like a little bit bad in like terms of like mainstream thing, because obviously we're moving towards like becoming more woke. Yeah. In a way. Yeah. So does that means that like the boundaries of jokes are gonna be pushed even more?
Now that
comedians are like more comedians are getting called out for saying what are jokes, and like, but they're acting like it's hate speech or whatever. Yeah. Like Trevor Noah, you know, the South African comedian. Yeah. He made like a joke about the shit that's going on between India and Pakistan, and people say, oh, it's this and this racist because he used like the voice, like making fun of Indian voice, which I can kind of see, but the way I looked at it was that he was trying to make light out of it, which is kind of what a lot of comedians do. But
I think we gotta give certain people the pass. Like, we gotta give comedians a pass when it comes to offensive stuff. The same way we would give like a fashion influencer a pass if they wore some fuck off outfit to the park. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's a bit of a weird example,
weird
but
comparison.
You have to give certain people a pass. Like, some people, yeah, they deserve a pass. You're a comedian, you're making jokes out of it. Like, it's gonna get to the point now, like, what can you make fun out of anymore? There's comedians that have thrived on racist jokes. There's comedians that have thrived on being awkward. There's comedians that have thrived in making jokes on politics. Like, everyone's in their own lane. If that comedian is you know, like always making racist jokes, but people are still going out to shows, you have to understand they're there for a reason, because they're not sensitive. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's
especially with comedy, it's there's like a certain skill to it in a way to make that sort of shit like digestible, because you can just go on stage and be like, yo, fucking LGBT people, whatever, I identify as a fucking laptop or whatever. And it's like cheap, offensive shit. But then there's the way you can do it where you kind of like ease into it, you know what I'm saying? Where you're not just like throwing it.
Yeah, because most comedians have that little build up where they, they build up, they build the rapport with the audience and that, get friendly with the audience, and that's when they start laying shit down. Smart, you gotta be smart with this shit.
But the thing is, there's gonna be a point where even that is gonna be like, oh, you can't be like that.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, nothing lasts forever. There was times when like you couldn't walk out your house in bare minimum clothes, otherwise like people were actually out here getting arrested and shit. You know what I'm saying? You could only fash ankle, and that was enough to get someone aroused. You know what I'm saying? Like times do change, opinions change, people change. So I think we're gonna get to the point where like being sensitive is just gonna be the norm, because it almost is now. Someone will say something and then there'll be 10 people outraged, and then they'll retweet it and it'll domino, and they'll get more people to back it.
Because there's just gonna be people who are gonna be like naturally resistant to it.
Yeah,
like you got people who are like just stubborn and just generally like they say just the straight up offensive shit, but they're gonna view it as like, oh, you're trying to censor us. But I think there's always gonna be people who just aren't really so bothered by shit that could be potentially sexist or homophobic.
Yeah.
Weird times we live in.
Honestly, this man getting dashed off stages. Jammer, what happened, bro? Real talk, nah, Jammer.
The Merkel man.
I'm actually, it was confused, because Eddie sent it to me this morning, yeah? I was like, okay, this must be like a skit or something, or I don't know, like man was I don't know how to break it down. Was he getting too gassed? Because I've seen some comments saying, if man was jumping up on me like that, he's getting dashed. Yeah. But that's what them man do. They go on stage, they shell it. Do you know what I'm saying? Bare energy.
But it's fucking Jammer, man's jumping around stage. He looks like Master Splinter.
Oh my
fucking god. Dreads falling out and shit.
Dread guard Jammer.
Pulling a couple dreads on the stage.
Oh my god. I want to know who it is that dashed him though, because I know Bear Man was saying
it was Ian Wright.
But that was literally impossible, because man was doing up ITV, I swear.
It's just because they saw a guy wearing a fedora and like.
Oh yeah, honestly, they were like, okay, if there's any guy that jams with these that wears a fedora and that type of clothing, it's definitely Ian Wright, innit? That's what we're jumping to. That's jokes. We need to find who that man is, fam. And hopefully he's okay. Hopefully there wasn't too much beef. Realistically, I think Jammer was just getting way too excited. Man was just like, okay, you're like treading on my toes here, like calm down. Then again, he didn't need to dash him so much. Like honestly,
I don't think it was even that. It was that much. I think it's just because Jammer was so skinny that was like nudge, like throwing man to the floor.
Oh my god, Jammer flew. Jammer actually took flight. That's crazy. That is crazy. That show did look good though. That show looked alright. It was still calm after he got pushed. That show looked alright, fam.
Because Kane went to see it, I think.
Yeah,
so
Kane
was a story
touchdown.
when I was seeing that. Shout out to him.
I actually looked kind of hard. I'd love to be there, fucking hell. That looks like an event, fam.
It's like we were watching them old BBK sets.
Honestly.
And it was just like, they were spitting and then they were really laughing. Everyone was all gassed.
Trust me, bro.
Reload. The guy at the wedding is like, reload it.
He was in someone's music video. I can't remember who it was, bro, but he made a cameo, bro. That is jokes. Man actually got him in to do the music video. That is so live. Fucking hell.
So what else is going on in the world?
I see Akala talking about knife crime and that.
On some woke shit.
Akala's been woke. Oh my god. Akala's been woke for years, bro.
No, yeah, because I remember he was doing music and back when he had the cornrows and that.
I think he was the first like music video that I watched properly. I think my friend's brother put me onto him, yeah. I can't remember what the song was called. I can't remember what the song was called, but honestly, he was just there spitting into the camera for like 3 minutes. Yeah. And it was beautiful, bro. Akala's been on job for a minute. You remember when everyone had the fucking Bebos and they put the music videos of like Akala was mine? Like, come on, bro. Akala went on, is it Good Morning? I'm speaking some facts. But basically, knife crime. I see some people, obviously they're trying to find the root of it. There's some people saying that it's the music. The music is influencing kids to do these kind of things. Some people saying it's the weed. Honestly, some people saying, yeah, it's because these guys are smoking weed and dealing it, so there's all.
I get
the dealing part
in general. I don't think you can really pin that on weed specifically. No one's ever smoked Bandazoot and been like, alright, yo, let me go out and chase someone down.
Yeah, fully. I don't think that's what the Zoot does.
People don't know how weed actually works. I don't know either because I'm an innocent guy. I don't indulge in that, the devil's lettuce.
Bro, you're a weed connoisseur, bro.
The effects of that.
Oh my god.
But some of my friends who do smoke, they've told me that it's the total opposite.
Elliot's on here fronting, bro. That's some of my friends that do smoke.
I never.
Yeah, okay.
No, I never inhale none of that.
Yeah, okay. Alright, yeah.
But yeah, it's how crime is. Look where it's coming from. The low income neighborhoods.
I was gonna say, before you get on, some people are saying that it's poverty and that's
poverty causes crime.
Honestly.
That isn't like fucking what else? Water's wet.
Yeah.
Basically, like what else?
Even though that's a hot debate, but
man goes to school, fucking drops out before sixth form or whatever. Got no apprenticeship, no nothing lined up, no job. So what does he go and do? Join a gang because he sees what they're making in a week is more than what you'll be making doing a regular.
Honestly, some of these trappers and that they're living a lifestyle that I want to live, but the risks that are associated to it, I'd never take them.
Because they see like an older on their blog. Yeah. It's like got all like designer clothes and that, and they're like, yo, I want that same thing.
That's what instantly they're like, yo, how comes he's living like this? How comes he's going club and in VIP and popping bottles, but I'm here living a regular life, going to school and making no money yet because I'm 50 and I can't even get a part-time job. Fuck all this, man.
Saying got no patience for school or anything.
Do you know what I'm saying?
They're like, fuck it, they want money quick.
But I know this. I'm gonna hit him up and see what he's saying.
Like, fair enough, it does get you P, but that all comes like crashing down when you're fucking sitting in a dusty tracksuit in prison.
Oh, it's not even that. Some of these men don't end up in prison. Some of these people still have a lot of bread, but you can't do anything with it because it's dirty. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why there's so many people that are running money through like fucking corner shops and that. But yeah, it's hard if you don't have the right connections. It's hard to clean that money, and then if you have that money, dirty money, just on you. Another thing that comes to it is people that know you got the money thinking, okay, so where's he putting it? Oh, what is it? At the crib? Yeah, cool. Do you know where he lives? Yeah, cool. Like there's so many risks attached to it. I feel like selling weed is almost like a get rich quick that never ends well.
I think it draws people in because someone might do it on the side.
Yeah.
They might be working. They might just do it as in like an additional source of income.
Yeah.
But then they might be like they might see the potential of making more money off that.
So then they leave.
Be like, oh yo, what if I fucking cut out the middleman, started like growing and that, and then it just goes on and on until you're too deep, can't get out of it.
You just gotta think about it. There's no rich people out here like. There's not rich people with ops that are beefing on the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you've got an op, and you're rich, it's most likely someone that has a business and he's, like, doing the same stuff for you. He's like a competitor, do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Obviously, this weed thing, there's people, they've got, they've got fucking, like, people that are trying to sell, like, food on the same blocks as them. So they're like, nah, this guy needs to get rid of, this guy needs to get rid of. Like, this beef is weird, man, honestly. And it's purely poverty. If these guys look, they've got money, but wealth is a whole different thing. Richness is a whole different thing. You can have as much money as you want, but if it's dirty, you don't have it. I'm saying, yeah, cool, you can bop down to fucking shopping centre, buy two things and splash out and look nice and look nice and dress up and chains and all that thing, but
you're still gonna be living in a council flat.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Taking the bus to work.
Like, unless you can.
But then again, there are men who out there who've been doing it for so long that they've got everything.
Yeah, that's true. But again, what's the living situation like there? Unless you're able to stick around for that long, yeah, and clean that money and buy a nice car and buy a nice crib, then it's almost pointless.
Fucking parking your Bentley up and taking the elevator to the 70th floor.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no one's, for the most part, no one's trying to like, undermine the hustle. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're out there getting your money, cool. But I think you got to be very, very smart with it, and you got to get it cleaned as soon as possible. No, I'm encouraging this just trapper lifestyle.
If anything, it should be a last resort thing.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be like immediately you see whatever rapper on Instagram and you see them rap about whatever, and you're like, oh shit, if that's how they got bread, then that's what I gotta do. They're like, yo, fuck this. Go on an apprenticeship and waste it all just because you stabbed one man for a fucking iPhone 6.
Do you know what I'm saying? And
wasted.
Even like these rappers that are living these lavish lifestyles, yeah, you gotta remember, some of them are in deals, some of them are signed to record labels, and some of them are in debt to the record labels. Like, cool, they're living this lifestyle, but again, it's all about money management. If you have the money, cool. If you're a rapper, the way they see it is you need to release something, and you need to sell this many, you need to make this much money from it, and as soon as you hit this much money, the rest is yours. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you don't hit this much money, you owe us this much. So that's when rappers start getting to, okay, yeah, cool, yeah.
That's how I wonder how some of the American ones are, because you see some of the jewelry they got.
Yeah.
Like Migos, I think they're making enough to be able to do that. Then you got like maybe people like Trippie Redd and that.
Yeah.
Who, obviously they're making money, but they're not making
that much money because the label is taking a lot from it. What the label does is they give you, I don't know what you call it. I'm gonna call it like a deposit. Yeah. They give you a deposit, right? They say, okay, here's however much money. Obviously you're gonna owe us this in like when the album drops, but sit on this for a while, do whatever you need to do, buy house. They want you to buy shit, like go buy a house, buy a car, get your people right, drop the album, and then you'll be able to give us our money back. Cool. Drop the album now, it flops. You owe your label a ton of money. That house is not technically yours. Car's not technically yours, but alright, cool, it's cool, because we can't go on Instagram looking broke, so we still gotta buy more shit. We still gotta buy chains, still gotta floss out. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Young Thug was the worst I've seen. He was in that position bad. He was doing collabs for nothing, bro. He was hopping on everything, honestly. Not that I know the financial situation too much, but as an outsider, I'm pretty sure that's what was going on. He was dropping shit and it wasn't doing as well as it's supposed to be doing. So then, yeah, he was in debt to his label, big. I don't know if he's still in that debt. Hopefully he's not. Hopefully Thug's good, but I'm pretty sure that's what was going on. But yeah, this knife crime thing, man, definitely a poverty thing. A lot of the time it's this whole scoring points thing as well.
Because it's not, when it's shit, like, because obviously drill isn't the root problem of it.
It's a big factor.
It does fuel, it does fuel it, obviously. Because you go out and record a video and be like, yo, I changed your boy, fucking what are you going to do about it? And obviously, it's like you're just inviting problems. But
that's why there's so many people, so many drill artists that are not really trying to do drill like that anymore. Lowski's trying to hop off it. Heady's trying to hop off it. I mean, he did but it's not the tape he just dropped. It's a drill thing. It's bare drill beats, but I don't think when I listened to it, he wasn't coming for too many man. Do you know what I'm saying? He was just speaking broadly. But like to this day, the worst drill song I've heard is not worse as in quality, but coming for people. Bars. Me personally, it was fucking attempted. Attempted. Should have been a murder. AM.
Oh no.
That song it makes me feel sick. It's like some of the things I'm like, how can you speak on a man's name like that?
Yeah, but then play for the pagans. Like
in
general, like all the 10 and 11 songs when they were talking about T-Wiz. Like T-Wiz got splashed and died, and I don't feel sorry for his mum. What the fuck?
That's what will make a guy get up and be like, nah, fuck it. Like this is a beef thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Wow, some of these guys are so bad, but they don't care.
Young Diz,
they don't
one
care.
of the ones who just
they honestly don't
not
care
in the world. And I said about bro made you drink acid that day. How the fuck can you still be alive? I don't know if that's true or not, but well, the other one was like, the gun even jammed when I shot, so I aimed at his mum instead.
I would never have the confidence to speak on someone's name like that. Because, alright, cool. You drop the song now and it bangs, but now that's 30, 40 people that know of your name and know that you're beefing their people. So you just always have to keep one eye open now. And that's another thing. Once you're into it, like it's hard to get out, man. Like it's so hard to get out. No matter what, like even if you cool, you're into it now. You beefed a couple people, couple years have passed. It's still gonna get remembered.
It's a whole back and forth thing.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Say if you do one last thing, you go, whatever towards someone, and then you're like, okay, calm, I'm out here. They're not gonna be like, okay, cool, you're out of the game.
Yeah,
like,
until both parties are extinct or they have no contact, the beef will never die off. Do you understand? It's like a battle royale. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Fortnite, Apex Legends, or something like that. Like, cool. Alright, you beef that man. But at the end of the day, it's last man standing. For real. It's last man standing. Do you know what I'm saying? So I can never do it. This whole knife crime thing is a bit mad. It's not gonna stop. We can be like, oh yeah, stop the knife crime, stop this, stop that. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's literally last man standing. Like if you're still there's you can't escape it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you're involved with certain people, it's hard to get out, like I said before.
Especially if you're try and like go to do like whatever education, you really think like man might run up on you in college.
Yeah, fully. I think
you're doing your fucking little apprenticeship and that man track you down.
You just gotta be smarter, and you gotta don't fall into not even peer pressure, but like social pressure. So there's, like I said, there's people that are going clubs and like VIP sections, fraudsters especially. Wow. But you can live a legit life and impress the people that you need to impress. You know what I'm saying? Your friends, your family, and you'll be alright. There's people that are striving to impress people that they don't even chat to, absolute strangers, going club.
The internet is like the biggest thing of peer pressure. Like,
honestly,
forget like your friends or whatever.
Instagram is terrible.
Instagram's gonna make it look like if you're not fucking wearing the ugly bleached up jeans that cost 500 and some dirty designer trainers,
the Louboutins,
the Valentinos, the camo shit.
You just ain't living well. If you ain't rocking designer shit, you ain't living well. If you ain't got a nice car, you ain't living well apparently. So,
but man want to claim to be like an individual, and then be wearing everything else, like what everyone else is wearing.
Well, hi Rizzy.
Do you know?
No, okay. I just...
What else happened
Anyway,
this week's actually been a sad week, man.
Definitely.
It's I don't. You can speak on it. I don't really want to speak on it like that because it hurts me. But I'll let you take this one.
So there was a shooting in New Zealand. Guy ran up in 2 mosques, I think. Shot the whole place up. Got like 30 in one, and I think it was 4 in the other.
Did he do it on like Facebook Live as well?
Did you see the video?
Oh no.
It was just one of them ones where you walk afterwards and you're just sitting there just like trying to, take everything in. Because man filmed it first person. It was like, literally he pulls gets out of the car, guy goes at the entrance to the mosque like, salam, meaning peace. Yeah. So just a greeting. Wow. Just that. Not even no hesitation. Shot him, dropped the gun, picks up another one, starts like picking man
That's sad, man. Do you know if you because I know a lot of these guys that go in and commit suicide after. Did he get?
He didn't. No, he got caught. Because the thing is, I've seen shit like this before. Like I've seen like the executions, like
as in
the gory
footage
shit.
of this type of stuff.
Like you know like live leak and that. Like it will show like an ISIS execution, someone getting like their head cut off.
No,
You don't see any of this shit.
I couldn't do that.
I've seen like that. Like I've seen a man have a claymore attached to him. Like, you know, that shit's from Call of Duty.
I swear you're not supposed to put that kind of stuff online.
Live leak, you can watch that. Ooh. You know,
I ain't never searching up with a live leak. Fuck that.
it'll be on Twitter occasionally, but it'll get taken down after a while. But yeah, I've seen something like shit like that is like kind of desensitizing to me to a little bit. Like, you'll see one on Twitter, man got flung by a train and he hit the column that shows the train times, or like the map on it. He hit that like sideways and got split in half.
You must be at the point where you see some fucked up shit and it doesn't even faze you anymore.
Nah, but the thing is, the shooting, the New Zealand thing did faze me because it was so like he knew what he was doing basically. Like, you know, the way he went through the building, just like you look at the guns.
How long was he on live for? Because if he was on live for like 2 minutes before he did the shoot,
it was about 5 or 6 minutes. And what the worst part about it was there's like the main room where the prayer mat's out and that, and obviously he shot a man on the floor, and there was basically a point where he was just going back to him, just going like finishing him off.
Man.
But then you see one in the corner trying to like run across, trying to escape, runs after them, shoots them.
Pete, because one man can take 40 odd lives, and then you can. I mean, what's the worst you can do to him?
It's not like some random gunman just like being like, oh fuck whatever, then just shooting at random people. He planned that shit out. Did you see the gun that they see from him?
No.
It's got all these like runes and shit which are like heavy in like the white nationalist shit. You know, like the Vikings and that, they use that funny writing.
Oh yeah.
For some reason there was a lot of anti-Ottoman shit. Like Ottomans were Turkey before Turkey was a country. Like they had like an empire and shit. You think of like how like the Greeks and shit. It had the names of like a load of heroes who fought against them, which I guess to them are like, I guess because you know Turks are like kind of like brownish, and I guess the people in Europe obviously white, so I guess to white nationalists and that they see them as heroes. So it was on the gun there was like the names of them, like I guess honouring them or something. Yeah.
So was this guy? Do you know any more information about this guy? Like, was he affiliated to any sort of groups, or was he?
Because that's the thing. Like, whenever that shit happens, they immediately like look for the socials to see if he's like far left, far right. Obviously, he's far right. Like, what far left group are like hatred sort of like fueled?
You'd have to be deeply off course.
Like far left
to
is
be
communism, which obviously some that's got a dodgy history.
Yeah.
But you don't really associate far left things with like racial supremacy and that. When you think of like white supremacists, you think of far right. But I think some people were trying to claim that he was like on some left wing shit, but doubt it.
I hate it, man. I hate it. It makes me feel sick. It makes me feel disgusted, man. Anything else happen in the news?
There was a shooting a couple days after that. Fucking hell. This world is burning. Like, not to make like light of it, but this, you know what I'm saying? This shit ain't gonna stop. Forever long, there's gonna be Western powers in like the Middle East or whatever. There are gonna be people coming to Europe and to whatever and doing shit back, and it's gonna be a back and forth. And like the thing is, people like the whole Islamophobia thing. People are obviously gonna think that when someone does something like a terrorist attack, they think that that's a regular part of Islam. That the Quran is telling man to go out and blow himself up.
Which is stupid, by the way. Because even, like Elliot just said, with this shooting, the guy approached him with, what's it?
Saying salam.
Yeah.
Means peace.
So, like everything, there's like two sides to everything. So there's extremist Muslims that pay attention to one part of the Quran, take everything negative from that. There's Muslims that are peaceful. You know, you look weird and you've got a gun on you, a camera attached to you, and you walk up to you and say, greetings, salam. I just don't know where we go from here. Because I don't want to encourage it, but how are we to, who can stop a person like that? Do you understand? Like, who could stop that in advance? All it takes is for one guy to
people are saying this is the gun thing, because like a week ago, the Prime Minister of New Zealand banned all semi-automatic weapons, which is what Australia did as well. Not obviously recent. It was a while ago. There was a shooting. I think it was called the Port Arthur massacre or something. Whatever happened, some place got shot up. After that they confiscated all the guns. Or they did like a buy-in scheme thing, where they basically be like, "Yo, we'll buy the gun off you."
Oh shit!
Because obviously, man, I'm gonna be like, "I spent 200 on a gun. I'm not gonna give up nothing." But yeah, there was one in the Netherlands. Guy shot at a tram in Utrecht.
Oh, I seen that.
He was Turkish.
Yeah, I seen that.
I don't know if that means that. Because I think it's like the Turkish embassy or whatever condemned it, obviously. It's not harsh.
I don't know what I'm going for us, man. I think it's got to the point where like a lot of people are starting to think that we are literally the pinnacle of human evolution. Like, this is the greatest it's gonna get, right? There's certain people that
I think it is, because
I can't see
with how conflict goes. We're
honestly,
not gonna, like, obviously we're like all the space shit. Like, they say that we're gonna be on Mars by like 2030 or whatever. But okay, cool. People start going over to space. Even by 2030. The only people who will be there will be like scientists and shit. It might not be another 100 years before people actually start moving and colonizing Mars and all that. But so what's gonna happen here? This is just gonna become like what's that sci-fi film? Matt Damon.
There's bare movies that do it.
He's got the exoskeleton.
Yeah.
Like, the whole world is just third world.
That's the one where I think someone was telling me about it, but you like creates a plan.
I think. Because it's the name of the spaceship that all the rich people live on, while everyone else on Earth is just like struggling and like.
Yeah. I saw even like there was a series called The 100 that did something like that.
Yeah.
So Earth was inhabitable, so they went up to space. There's bare things that do it, and I think it's such a reality. It's gonna happen. That's exactly what it's gonna be like. Cool, Earth's gone to shit. Let's move to Mars, and try and build some shit. The moon, try and build some shit.
Yeah, there's gonna be a point where everyone evacuates Earth, lets it fucking like.
I know. I wouldn't even everyone. It wouldn't be everyone. It would be anyone that can afford it.
Yeah.
They're gonna leave.
Yeah, because that was like an Elysium. Because I remember, like, they would try and send spaceships up for the poor people up, but as soon as it like got to space, they'd shoot it down, trying to like, because obviously like, there can only be so many people that live there, and obviously the rich people ain't gonna be like giving up their space for just a load of poor people who just came in.
DeMars and Elliot's conspiracy theories.
Open your third eye.
Wow, we're at 40 minutes. I want to get Rosie, do some icebreakers. You know what I'm saying? I think. I don't want to knock on the door. You have to knock on the door. You suggested it. You have to knock on the door. It can't be me. Should I knock the door?
Why can't we just talk about something else?
No, I want to do icebreakers.
Icebreakers?
Yeah.
What icebreakers?
You'll see. Just go grab one for me, please.
You suggested it.
Is that rude? That's rude to knock on a wall, isn't it?
I don't know.
That's so rude.
Fuck's sake. Hold on. How long are we going to talk though?
Huh?
How long are we going to talk though?
5 more minutes. I just want to get her to introduce herself. Why is this guy stressing for? You alright, Rosie?
Alright.
How's it going?
Alright, do you want me to go?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks for the offer there. So basically, this episode is pretty much wrapped up. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some icebreakers.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It might be a bit awkward, but it's gonna work out. So, Rosie, you prefer to be called Rosie or Rose? Or
Rosie's fine. Yeah.
Rosie, cool. I'll move this here.
Yep.
What we're gonna do is, what do people do in icebreakers? What's your favorite color, Rosie?
I like all colours, but orange is probably my favourite.
Dope. Do you like music? I assume.
Yeah.
Who are your 3 favorite artists?
Barton Levy.
Awesome.
Velvet Underground, and I'm trying to like do cross genre.
I got you.
And I don't know. I don't know what the third one would be.
Got 2.
I know, I've got 2, but the third one, I'll go with this guy called Decker. He's pretty good.
Nice.
Who's that?
He does like rap, but also like what's it called? Psychedelic rap. It's really weird, but I kind of like it. So
I see you caught Elliot off guard with the first one.
yeah,
That
I
was
banged him out so much.
That throwback.
What else do people do in icebreakers? Let me think.
You didn't even plan the questions.
No, this is never planned. It's never planned. It's raw. It's good. Pause.
Just flows out.
2 truths and a lie.
Two
Actually,
truths-
yeah, no, 2 truths and a lie. 2 truths and a lie.
Me.
Yeah.
Dad's best friend with the PG Tips man. PG Tips man. And never been to America and never been to Australia.
I'll let you guess that one, Elliot.
Who's the PG tip guy?
Is
You know?
The fat white guy who dresses like a darts player.
Yeah.
Oh.
He used to do something on BBC Three. I forgot what it was called. It was really funny. And it was like a villain. He was masked. I can't remember what it was called. I'll let you guess someone, Elliot.
I don't know.
So she's never been to Australia.
Australia is long, so I just can't see anyone going to Australia. Like,
do you like spiders? Are you scared of spiders?
Fucking hate them.
yeah,
Okay.
like 90% of the animals that can kill you. What's the point?
Yeah.
They have like koalas and like a bird and that's it.
Nice animals, but like
Yeah, but like can't
Kangaroos
koalas
would
like
fuck
give you
up.
chlamydia or some shit?
Really?
koalas
Some
dishing
like
out
that.
chlamydia.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, that's gonna look like weird in my history. Like,
They
fucking
live.
koalas
That
and
probably
chlamydia.
sounds like more of a tree.
Koala.
Do you want to guess the lie before you start
Yeah.
doing up research, please?
Yeah. Yeah, the half of wild koalas are infected with disease. Chlamydia causes conjunctivitis, can lead to blindness, urinary tract infections, and infections of the reproductive organs. That can lead to female infertility.
So you guessing she never been to Australia is a lie.
Fuck that. Everything there can kill you.
So you've never been to Australia is what Eddie's
have.
guessing. You have.
I've got family there.
So you've never been to America. Because I believe the PG
Yeah,
tips
I've
one. Because the
been to
PG tips one is so random.
Yeah.
PG tips one is so random. Well, how regularly do you go to Australia?
Oh shit! I've only been once, but I'm trying to fucking save up because it costs like 800.
Yeah, Australia's a
quid
long
for the
trip.
flights alone.
Yeah.
But I've got like family all along the East Coast, and like it's lovely, but you can die. So
I was gonna say like
there's a fine line. So.
all it takes is one spider to creep in the house, and like it's. I mean, I'm not trying to scare you or nothing, but like I just would
But our
never do
regular,
it.
like, if say like we call like pest control, it might be just like some cockroaches or just like a regular bug. For them, it's a fucking snake or
It
a
is literally
scorpion.
like what's we got black widows out there. That's
Yeah.
what's
Yeah, they've got them.
and they're tiny, man. They're like
They'll
and
sneak in like.
honestly,
Some of them get to England, like they like hide on like.
don't do all that. I don't want to hear about all that.
You never hear about them
I don't want to hear
stories where,
about
like,
all it.
it'll be like in like some bananas. or something.
Don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. England's safe. The worst we've got out here in terms of insects
Yeah,
is probably
nothing.
fucking. I hate no daddy long legs are disgusting.
I don't know.
They're nasty. Their
I hate
arms
when
and
There's
the
the ones
limbs.
they have like there's the daddy long legs and there's the one with wings so they can like.
Right, and they're flying and then they're dangling and shit. Like, come on, man! I don't want that in my life. They're scary. They're big scary.
Have you seen the video of the guy that punches the kangaroo?
Is that when the
The
kangaroo
dense
took his
one?
dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how he did that, to be honest. I'd be running. That dog is a goner, man. I'm sorry to
Fuck
say.
that dog.
I'm not punching a kangaroo in the fit. Like, you seen what's that movie, Kangaroo Jack?
Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah,
petty.
and he's come on, man. That should teach you enough. You should know enough from that. We'll do one more question to let the people. That's boring. Ooh, Eddie, you can think as well, by the way, because everyone knows who you are. Everyone.
Really? I hardly think I've given the insight into my life.
You've done favorite color, done 2 truths and a lie. What is your best memory? That was good. That was good. What is your best memory?
Ooh. I think. Oh, when my brother was born, because like.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so sweet.
Yeah, because he was like my only little sibling, so it was the one I actually know.
Right.
And then I think it was just like I was really ill, and then I woke up on the sofa, and my mum was like, she accidentally kicked me, but she was meant to like really trying to wake me up, and she was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, your little brother's been born." So like we went to the hospital, and I held him when he was like 5 hours old, and it's like, oh,
That's dope. I like that.
you
That's
look
a
like
nice.
an old man though.
That's a really nice memory. That's dope.
I'd be too shook to like carry a baby. So like, we worried I'd drop it.
Oh, I remember I was carrying. I don't know what.
Like, you know when you drop something and you
My
try and like
niece?
touch it down with your foot? That's what I imagine I'd try and do.
Even if like you.
Sorry, what?
No, you know what? You drop something and you try and break the fall, you like a regular
You
football.
use your foot like.
Try and like to catch it down. That's what I imagine.
Well,
I'd
just
try and-
don't drop the baby.
Just-
That's what I'm
Crush it.
saying.
Oh
That's
my
what I'm
God.
saying. I'm too nervous to carry a baby.
I think there's like techniques to it. You gotta.
You gotta hold the head right, because if it's too far back, it's just like its neck just snaps.
That's what happened to me. I ain't gonna front. I didn't tell my auntie this, but like I was in Jamaica and I had someone's kid. I don't know whose kid it was. I was holding someone's kid on like a porch, chilling. All you hear is. I was like, what the hell was that? I look right now because I wasn't even focused on this kid. This kid's like upside down. Kid's upside down crying, and she was like, shh. Give it a little. I think I had like a bag of crisps I was feeding at I just call it it. Feeding her. Sorry. And then that silence there. But I don't know how she took that fall, honestly. Like, I say the patio floor's here. I was holding her. I was like crouching. I don't know how she did it. Hopefully she doesn't grow up with like.
Yeah, well, you messed up the kid's head now.
Hopefully not. I'd hopefully not. I think that gives you guys a brilliant insight into who Rosie is. Obviously, this is
We're
Mmbltalk.
excellent interviewers. As you can see.
Yeah, if anyone jumps on, I don't know how I'm gonna interview him. I have to do my research like ahead of time. I should probably do my research.
That's alright.
A little bit
They
more.
know what my favourite colour is.
Yeah, they know your favorite
Yeah.
color. They know your top 3 artists.
You know what I'm saying, like, fuck, well, I don't know. You need to ask, what's your opinion on the Israel-Palestine conflict?
I was gonna say, but we could just hold on
to
to get into
We
the.
know that you've been to Australia.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have Rosie on a lot more in the future to pick up on some controversial topics
So
and that
you
kind of
woke and
stuff.
shit. Like, we'll talk about fucking...
You might be
women and
tested,
shit.
especially with this guy, especially with Elliot involved.
I don't know, I'll just go on. Like,
You might be tested a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't get too intense. But this is Mmbltalk. This has been episode 14. Thank you for joining us. Rosie in the building.
thank you.
Elliot in the building. Obviously follow us on the social medias. Elliot is social media manager. He's on job. Do you have any social medias you want to plug?
I've just got my my Instagram, but I don't really care about followers. I just follow my mates. So
She
don't worry
doesn't
about
want you lot to
following
follow
it.
her, okay? She said, "Get out of here, get out of here, man." Obviously, you know, Elliot. Is your Twitter handle still What do you change it? Didn't you?
Yeah, still plantain plug.
Plantain plug on
Twitter.
Twitter.
It's just I've posted the
Hold on.
links.
I just plantain or plantain.
Plantain.
And that's where we end the episode. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you guys coming through again next week, episode 15. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. We outie.
Okay. Do you guys want some mini rolls?
Get ended
I'll
there.
give you that.